because of the answers you may get. Most of us as a child were told children should be seen and not heard. You have probably also heard, do as I say, not as I do, and do not question why. In school you were told, be quiet, listen and learn, and only speak when you are spoken to. To question an adult's view was seen as disrespectful. How dare you? This suppression and lack of nurturing are one of the most effective problem-solving skills. Questioning can play an important part in our ability to navigate our adult life. Questions have great power. In fact, thinking is the process of asking and answering questions. Thinking, good thinking, does not involve asking questions like, why do I always do such stupid things? It's imperative that we ask the highest quality questions we can. The way we shape the question shapes the answer we get. Ask better questions and you will get better answers. An example of this might be the last time you were on Google trying to find something which seemingly was not there, only to slightly change the wording or the syntax of your question, and lo and behold, the answer to your question appears. What changed? The emphasis of the question stayed the same. It was the quality of the question you asked that differed. The same applies to your life search engine, your mind. One right question at the right time can empower or disempower you, even change the direction of your life. Therefore, the quality of the questions you ask yourself is very important. Do you avoid asking questions of yourself and other people for fear of the answers you may get? If this is your mindset, never forget that it is not only the questions you ask, but also the questions you fail to ask that shape your destiny.
Good evening, and welcome to this week's edition of L.E.A.N Bites Live. I really can't believe I think this is about the 10th edition. Time has gone so fast. It really, really has. Welcome and good evening to every single body. Let me just see who's here. Good evening, KK. Let me just turn the comments on here. I can see there's some people online. If you're online watching this either on YouTube or LinkedIn or Facebook, just use the chat and just say hi. It'd be great to hear from you. I've just had KK, a regular listener, a regular viewer, say hi. If there's anybody else out there in the land who would like to say hello, please say hi. It'd be great to hear from you. Wonderful to hear from you. Yes, I don't know how your week has been so far, but here in the UK, we're in the second day of the lockdown. Is it the second day or the first day? I think it's the first day. Good evening. I think it's Aguama. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. And then we have Rosemary there. Good evening to you as well. So we're in the second day of, well, the first day. What am I saying? The second day is the first day of the lockdown here. And yeah, shops are open, hairdressers are open, barbers are open, which is great for me. But the restaurants are closed. Good evening. Yeah. So I always say to everybody, look, we can't really control the coronavirus. We can't really control how that impacts of whether we catch the coronavirus. But what we can control is our own health and our own body's ability to be able to defend ourselves if we do get the virus. And this is what this show is particularly about. Let me just say a big thank you to Steve. He was fantastic on Monday in the Make Health Your Habit podcast. Thank you very, very much, Steve, for your contribution. I have another great guest on Monday coming, and I'll tell you about that in a moment. Yes, I thought so. What Rosemary said, I thought the lockdown started at midnight. Yeah, it was midnight yesterday, Rosemary. Yeah, a lot of people thought it might have started at the end of tonight, but it actually started at 12:01 a.m. this morning. All right, so today the L.E.A.N Bites live show is just really some snippets of some information that can really help you on your way. So for those of you who don't know me, my name's Ken. I am known as the L.E.A.N MindBody Coach, and I've been on a journey. I've been on a real journey through the methods I share with you every single week. I lost over 50 pounds in 6 months. That was an incredible journey. And this is how I looked. You know, so that is how I looked before I lost 50 pounds, and so much other things happened to me. And one things that happened to me was I cured my sleep apnea, which is actually the subject of the show today. So I focus on two things as a health coach, and I focus on weight loss, and I also focus on helping people reverse diabetes and prevent diabetes. These are two important things, and there are certain communities that really suffer from these two things more than others. So these are the two things I specialize in, and I do it through these four areas, which are nutrition, exercise, sleep, attitude, and mindset. And I call these four areas collected together, the way I put them together, the L.E.A.N MindBody Method. And I actually wrote a book called the L.E.A.N MindBody Method, and that book dictates my journey, and it will show you how you can do exactly what I did. Lose the weight, reverse my pre-diabetes, and cure my sleep apnea. And I'll tell you later on how you can get hold of this book. I've had some great feedback about this book. But today is about sleep apnea. Sleep apnea affects millions of people around the world. I mean, it is something that many people laugh about. I mean, if your partner suffers from sleep apnea, it can be quite irritating. You can laugh about it, but it's actually a very serious condition and can lead to some very serious comorbidities, which I'll share with you as we go along in the show. So I've just had a message here from, I think it's Aguama, hopefully I pronounced your name right, and you said you have sleep apnea. I would love to stop using the recent. I totally agree with you. I'll share my journey of what happened to me when I had sleep apnea. But let's go ahead and let's just break down, just give you some snippets about sleep apnea to give you a little bit of understanding, okay? So before I sent out a text, I kind of market the show and I asked a couple of questions, and I said, look, do you snore loudly? I also asked, do you wake up a lot during the night? And the third question I asked is, do you wake up feeling tired? Well, it's not a guarantee, but if you say yes to these three things, you could possibly be suffering from sleep apnea. It's a condition that a lot of people don't realize they're actually suffering from. And in the UK, about 4% of the population alone suffer from sleep apnea. And that's really 4% of middle-aged men. And also women suffer from sleep apnea. So it's not just men that suffer from sleep apnea. Women suffer from sleep apnea also. And sleep apnea comes in two forms. Well, it comes in three. But the two forms are this. One is obstructive sleep apnea. This is the most common form of sleep apnea. This is the kind of sleep apnea that I used to suffer from, where your airways are obstructed for various reasons. The second form of sleep apnea is what's called central sleep apnea. And this is where your brain doesn't send a proper signal to the muscles that control your breathing. But obstructive sleep apnea is the most common form. There's also another form called central sleep apnea, and that is a combination of obstructive there's central sleep apnea, which is a combination of the both of them. I should say that's a central sleep apnea, but there's another one, I forgot the name. Yeah, definitely. But obstructive sleep apnea and central sleep apnea. All right, so let me just explain to you basically how it works. Look, sleep apnea here, this is a normal airway pattern. Now take a look at the arrow. Okay, now I want you to take a look at the blue kind of arrow that's going through. This is your normal airway. All right, this is the path. So when you breathe in at night, you breathe in air, you breathe out. This is the normal pathway. So you can see there's the blue arrow, there's a free flowing right down through your throat. So this is a normal airway. This is for someone who hasn't got sleep apnea. But I want to look at this picture here. And this is someone who's got obstructive sleep apnea. I'm going to put your arrow on again. Look, can you see where the blue arrow is? It's right the way back because the airway is being obstructed. And this is what causes all the problems. And there are a number of reasons for that. All right. Now, if you live with someone who's got sleep apnea, you absolutely know, because one of the biggest signs in sleep apnea is snoring. You live with someone who's got sleep apnea, you absolutely know, because they snore. And you can see this woman putting the pillow over her head, because sometimes the snoring can be so loud. Yeah, it can be deafening. But ladies, listen, it's not just the men. Men also have to suffer when the women suffer from sleep apnea as well. So this is, as I said, a condition that affects men and women. All right. Now, these are some of the symptoms which you can look through the list. And if you suffer from a few of these symptoms, then you can think, well, possibly sleep apnea may be the reason for my snoring. And if it is, you can definitely get some help. So I said loud snoring was one of the ways. The other ways is a lack of energy. Do you wake up feeling tired? Or in a sense, do you have a low energy throughout the day? This is how I used to be. Loud snoring is definitely something I used to have. I must admit, I do still snore. Not as bad, but it used to be incredibly bad. But definitely the lack of energy, I used to feel that throughout the day. The other thing is morning headaches. I personally didn't have headaches, but this is a symptom of sleep apnea. So if you have loud snoring, lack of energy, and headaches, you're moving in the direction of sleep apnea. Sleep apnea also causes depression because it affects your mood. So this is where it can get really serious. I'm going to show you some other illnesses that sleep apnea affects in a moment. But if you suffer from sleep apnea, it can bring on depression. All right. Now, sleep apnea is prone to people with a large neck. If you have a large neck, you're prone to sleep apnea. Now, with men, it's men with a neck bigger than 17 inches. With women, it's women with a neck bigger than 16 inches. So if you have a large neck, you're prone to have sleep apnea. That's one of the key signs. If you have excessive daytime tiredness, now, lack of energy is a little bit different from daytime tiredness. Daytime tiredness is very simple, whereby you can just be talking to someone and fall asleep. I used to be in the car I was just telling my story. I'd be in the car with my friends, driving, and then they'd look back and I'd be sleeping. And it's like this, it's like in an instant, it would happen in a few minutes. And it's only when I explained to them what I was suffering from, the teasing stopped. But it can be quite embarrassing. You're going for a drive and all of a sudden you're asleep. You're sitting on a sofa, you sleep. The worst time is I went to an exhibition and I sat on a sofa and the guy said, I'm going to go and get my card. And by the time he came back, I was out. That's how bad it was. So excessive daytime tiredness. Nighttime gasping for air. So what happens is, as the airways gets blocked, what happens? You have what's called an apnea. And it's like you wake up. It actually wakes you up when you're gasping for air. Like that. And that is a key indicator of sleep apnea, because you've just had an apnea, and you can have like 100, 200, 300 of these apneas throughout the night, and some of them get really bad. Just remember the sound. You're gasping for air. That's a key indicator that you're suffering from sleep apnea. And this is I can't even pronounce it. I'm going to be honest with you. I did try to pronounce this word, but it's reflux. It's the esophagus. It's where you eat and the food comes right back up. So if you have reflux as well, this can also be a sign of sleep apnea. All right. And the irregular breathing pattern. Now, what would happen is I would stop breathing. I'd go, and it would look like I wasn't breathing. It looked like I wasn't breathing, and it felt like I wasn't breathing. So you don't have that total regular breathing pattern. Sometimes you stop breathing, and if someone's looking at it, they think, "Oh, are you awake? Are you breathing?" They've got to shake you to wake up, because they don't know, as far as they're concerned, you've stopped breathing. So that's another sign about sleep apnea. So these are the signs that say you are suffering from sleep apnea, whether you're a man or woman. So just take a note of these signs here. All right. And night sweat is another one, because your body's working. So if you have excessive night sweats, that is also definitely a sign of sleep apnea. And even when the sleep apnea reduces, mild sleep apnea, you can still have the night sweats, which can be quite uncomfortable. All right. So these are the symptoms. If you can look for the list, you're suffering 2 or 3 of these, then you can go and get yourself checked. And it's not an invasive check. They just put a meter on you, on your finger, and they test how many apneas you have overnight, and then they'll tell you whether you got mild, moderate, or really aggressive sleep apnea. All right. So look, people think, well, sleep, is it that bad? Well, let me tell you, people with moderate sleep apnea, they are 15 times more likely to get involved in an accident. I used to have a driving job, and I was really scared every time I went in my car, because I'd wake up so tired and I'd fall asleep, and I'd speak to people and they wouldn't really understand how serious it was, how scared I was. And I'm just being absolutely honest with you. I used to be scared going on a long drive because I could fall asleep like that. And unfortunately for me, I developed a kind of snacking habit, because I used to eat to keep myself awake. So even now I still have that snacking habit, but that comes from my years of driving and having to eat to keep myself awake, because I'd fall asleep. And it's only through God's grace that I never had an accident. I did stop off, kind of doze off a couple of times. And if you suffer from sleep apnea, you would understand what I'm saying. Anyone who doesn't wouldn't understand it. But if you suffer from sleep apnea, you would understand exactly what I'm saying, of how dangerous it can be around the wheel. Even mild sleep apnea, you're twice as likely, research is showing, to get in an accident in a car. And if you suffer from sleep apnea really bad, you have to inform the DVLA. You really do have to inform the DVLA if you're suffering from it bad. People with sleep apnea, years ago, it used to be classed as a disability. So you could even get a blue badge. They don't class it as a disability now, but if you have certain comorbidities that are the root cause of sleep apnea, then you can get disability allowance. And I'll tell you some of those things that can happen in a moment. And these are some of the things that can happen when you have sleep apnea. Hypertension, which is high blood pressure. You can far more easily get hypertension with sleep apnea. And obesity, and through lack of sleep and your hyperglycemia and so many things, you can put on a lot of weight. So, and that just exacerbates, because weight makes sleep apnea worse. Sleep apnea makes weight worse. So you're exacerbating the situation when you're putting on weight. And diabetes, now this is what my life is about now, preventing diabetes. Again, a lack of sleep creates hyperglycemia, can create insulin resistance. And again, it can, lead to diabetes. So sleep apnea is something to take seriously. It is not a joke. Your partner snoring, it's not funny. If they're snoring loudly and you're seeing some of these symptoms, tell them to go and get a check on the National Health. They can do it, because if it's sleep apnea, they can get help. And these are some of the ways which you can, deal with your sleep apnea and also the snoring. So I'm just going to deal with a couple of ways at the moment. So if you've got mild sleep apnea, you can help it by the position of your neck sometimes. So they sell pillars which you can buy, which kind of positions your neck, and it opens up your neck. Because remember I told you about it's a big neck. It opens up your neck so the airways flow a lot better. And even if you just snore, these pillars can help you. So you can Google and look at pillows to help with sleep apnea and snoring. The other things, you can get a mouth guard. You can buy mouth guards that help with snoring and help with sleep apnea. These mouth guards, again, they keep your mouth open, again keeping your airways clear. And again, if you've got mild, possibly moderate sleep apnea, these two things can help. There are other things, but I'm just focusing on these two at the moment. Now, if you have it, really bad, which what I did, you will have to have what's called a CPAP machine. And you can only get this really I got it through prescription when I was diagnosed. And it's not very nice, it's not very sexy, it's not very attractive. But boy, did it help me. It really helped me. I had my energy back. I still had the tiredness, but I had my energy back. And, it's not attractive, but I'm telling you, it really, really helps. So, and this is what you can get on the National Health. Fortunately, I don't have to wear it anymore, because my sleep apnea has passed, and As I said, it's not very sexy, but this is a CPAP machine. The irony, they've been using these CPAP machines during the coronavirus times to be able to pump air in people. So those are just a few of the medical implements ways that you can do. But listen, there is another way you can take control of. And that way is by controlling your habits. And I noticed that Aquila says, a husband, this is the type of machine my husband has. My husband says, if I don't use it, he will leave me. Oh, okay. So your husband this is the machine you have. I think Aqua, I think that's how you pronounce your name. And your husband said if you don't use it, he's going to leave you. Well, obviously the snoring must be quite bad. I would encourage you to use it. It's not attractive. I agree with you. It's not sexy, but it's your health. I would encourage you, even if you use it a few nights a week, it will really help you. Yeah, so I would really encourage you to use the machine. I'm telling you, it was a great help to me. All right. But you can change your habits. And these are what you can take in control without using the implements. And how do you do that? Well, this is how I cured my sleep apnea. This is how I cured it by losing weight. Losing weight is a great way because it's a key indicator for sleep apnea. Yes, there are people who are slim who have sleep apnea, but if you lose weight around your neck and you lose weight around your body, and it definitely improves your sleep apnea. And this is what I did. This is how I cured my sleep apnea. I lost weight once I went on a low carb diet, which I'm going to show you. I'll tell you, I lost the weight. I lost 50 pounds and my sleep apnea went. Now, I'm not saying it's completely cured, but I know I don't need the machine anymore. I don't need the machine anymore. I don't have the excessive tiredness that I used to have. Okay, the snoring may be there. Not as bad though. All right. But in essence, I have cured my sleep apnea, and it's such a wonderful feeling. You know, I can drive now and feel a lot more confident. So this is the way you can take control, by losing weight. And the best way I know and the fastest way is by a low carb diet. I've done it and so many people have done it. So can you see how the show here, everything I do on a Wednesday feeds into the L.E.A.N MindBody Method? Because people think, well, it's all about nutrition and keto and low carb. No, I'm explaining to people the benefits that reducing sugar and being a low carb diet can give you, even outside weight. Because listen, if you suffer from sleep apnea, weight may not be your biggest problem, but you don't want to get diabetes. You don't want to get stroke. You don't want to get hypertension, do you? So weight may be secondary, and reducing your carbohydrates on a low carb diet is the best and most effective way. You'll be amazed of how that can transform you. So that was the session about sleep apnea. Yeah, as I said, I'm so pleased that it's not something that an integral part of my life, but it's something I wanted to share with you this week because I know so many people suffer from it. And I had a conversation in the gym with someone who also suffered from it and in a week, and that's what inspired me. So let me just share just some basic details about sleep apnea. You can go and Google it yourself, and then you can and then show people how my lifestyle, you know, through the L.E.A.N MindBody Method, can definitely help you cure your sleep apnea. So I hope you gain something from that, gain some better understanding. We're now going to move on to the part of the show which is called the Sugar Smash. Yes, this is the Sugar Smash, and this is where the part of the show where I just share with you 3 food items, and I just reveal to you the amount of sugar in them, so you can make a choice. You know, I'm just a messenger. You make a choice about whether you want to eat those foods, because most people are totally oblivious about the amount of sugar that's in their foods. All right, so I'm really pleased you appreciated that. So let's go in. So it'd be great. You're going to have a chance to participate in this and have a little guest list. Let's move on. But first of all, this part is all about saying no to sugar, and sugar in all its forms. Now, most people see sugar as table sugar. If you've watched it before, I have to repeat it for the people who haven't watched it. Look, sugar comes in various forms. Now, you see that bread there and the rice, they're all forms of sugar, because when you digest it, they turn to glucose in your body. All right, so they're just the same as sucrose there, which is the table sugar. But the banana is a different form of sugar. The banana is fructose. Fructose doesn't turn to the banana doesn't turn to glucose. It turns to fructose, which is metabolized in your liver. Too much fructose can create fatty liver disease and create so many other ailments. Really, listen, the fruit we're eating today has been manufactured to be far sweeter than it ever has before. So my lifestyle says I manage the food I eat. I don't just eat for taste, I eat for health. But I don't lose out on taste. Believe me, I've never ate a boring meal. So if you go on a low carb or sugar and refined carbohydrate reduction diet, you don't have to miss out on taste, all right? So when you eat fructose or glucose in no, I wouldn't even say great amounts, because everybody's sensitivity is different. That's what creates body fat. And if you go back on my YouTube channel, I've done a couple of lean bites and explained exactly the mechanism of how sugar, eating carbohydrates make you fat. So just search my YouTube channel and you'll see a lean bites live there. I won't go over it now, all right? So let me just share with you the government guidelines. 9 teaspoons for a man, 6 teaspoons for a woman. They're the government guidelines. They talk about added sugar. They're not taking in consideration the sugar that's actually in food. So these guidelines for me are kind of useless, really. All right, here we go. These are the free foods today. Today I thought I'd go with sauces. I think I went with fruit last week, didn't I? Or whatever I went with. Did I? I can't remember what I went with last week. But I'm trying to get a common theme. But I'm going to go with sauces. And I'm going to go with maple syrup. So this is maple syrup here. And it's 100 grams of maple syrup. So these are the 3 options. So if you're watching on YouTube and you're watching on Facebook, you have a time now. You can guess whether it's A, 15 teaspoons, B, 17 teaspoons, or C, 19 teaspoons of sugar in 100 grams of maple syrup. Now, I remember when I was in America and we went out for breakfast and they had pancakes and a woman was on the table with me and she plastered her pancakes with maple syrup. It was just all over the place. I mean, you could even see the pancakes, and that was her breakfast. That was her choice. A little bit too sweet for me. So 100 grams of maple syrup, 15 teaspoons, 17 teaspoons, or 19 teaspoons. Are we going to have any guesses? Kay says it's B, which is yes, 17. I don't know what's happened to Mr. P today. I know he's not with us today, but he's normally with us. A great guy. So did anyone else want to take a little guess while we're here? Say, is it A, 15 teaspoons, B, 17 teaspoons, or C, 19 teaspoons? All right, just give it a couple of seconds more, and then I'm going to smash it, and you're going to see exactly how much. So, good evening, baby. Nice to see you. All right, so let me just smash this. Okay, KK's putting a guess with 17. Let's see how we get on. Let's smash this maple syrup and see how much in syrup is in sugar. 17 teaspoons. Oh, well done. I think that definitely deserves, KK, that definitely deserves a round of applause. Looks like you're back on form with us after the defeats last week. Well done. 17. Imagine how much sugar is in that maple syrup. Yes, Lloyd, you're coming a bit late, but you know, unfortunately, you got that one wrong. And even though you were late, I'd like to give a wrong answer now and again. So you can take this. You're my friend, so you can take that. You won't take it personally. All right. 17 teaspoons. This is so sweet. So you need to stay away from this. You're having pancakes. Don't even have pancakes anyway. You can have low carb pancakes, but don't put maple syrup on it. All right. So let's move on to the next food. This is barbecue sauce. So these are the options. A, 6 teaspoons. B, 8 teaspoons. 10 teaspoons. Barbecue sauce is wonderful. I mean, we use it on, even on jerk chicken, barbecue chicken. You know, I used to have a friend of mine, that was her favorite dish. She used to make barbecue chicken all the time and use barbecue sauce. I even used the barbecue sauce to cook with before. But how much sugar, how many teaspoons of sugar is in this 100 grams of barbecue sauce? Is it A, 6 teaspoons, B, 8 teaspoons, or 10, or C, 10 teaspoons? Just have a guess. You know, it's a game. You don't have to worry. You know, it's all fun. So KK's coming with B. We see B there. Okay, great. Do we have any more guesses here? Barbecue sauce it's nice. I mean, you can make it so many ways. It really does spice up some chicken. So we have A, we have a B, we have a guess. Do I have one more guess coming in? I know the delay is sometimes the reason. And then we have Rosemary says 6, which is A, and Aquama said C. So it looks like, does that look like we got A, B, and C? Okay, we have a full house. So let's see, one of you is going to be right today. So let's see which one of you is right here. Let's smash this 100 grams of barbecue sauce and see how we look it. And it is 10. So that is Agua. I hope I pronounced your name right, but you have got it right. Well done. Well done. Absolutely. Let me give you a round of applause. And to the other two, KK and Rosemary, such a shame. But for this one here, yeah, you got that wrong. But thank you very, very much for having a guess. You know, let's see, you can at least get 2 out of 3. Barbecue sauce is incredibly sweet. I make a low carb version, so you can make a low carb version of this. Really, what I try to look for is anything with under 10 grams of carbohydrates per 100 grams. So this is not something that I would use in my cooking. So the final thing is butter. 100 grams of butter, and these are the options. It's either no sugar, no teaspoons, 1 teaspoon, or 2 teaspoons worth of 2 teaspoons worth of sugar. What's the guess? Is it A, none, B, 1, or C, 2? Come on, guys, have a go. Don't be afraid. Yeah, you may get 2 out of 3. It's possible. You know, butter is something that a lot of people don't really understand. You know, so what do we have? So Lloyd's coming with B, Alco coming with B as well. Aquam, I must say, Jackie coming with thank you, Jackie. Jackie's coming with B, A, and KK's coming with A. Jackie, thank you very much. Jackie's going to be on our show next week. I'll tell you about that in a moment. So that's nice. Thank you very much. I'm going to show you exactly how much carbohydrates is in this butter. Let's smash this butter here and see how much carbohydrates is in there. Look at, there is no carbohydrate. So let me first of all give KK a big round of applause. Well done, KK. You got 2 out of 3 today. You kind of regained your crown because you was getting a bit of a beating up over the last few weeks, but well done, you got 2. And for the rest of you, you know, it's all fun, you know, it's all a bit of fun, all right? But butter has no carbs. Butter is a fat. Butter is a fat. And, you know, I've had other podcasts here where I've said, don't fear the fat. There are no carbs. Butter is something you can eat freely. You know, I cook with it. You know, I bake with it. I spread it on my, butter's wonderful. I used to be frightened of butter. I used to be frightened of fat before I understood it. But fat is not something you should be afraid of. And butter has absolutely no carbs whatsoever. So well done, KK, in guessing that. And well done to everybody else. So this is the Sugar Smash. This is a section of the show where all I do is I just share with you 3 foods, and I just break it down and I show you how much sugar is inside there. Now, it's really your choice what you do. I'm just a messenger. I'm just letting you know what's in there, and you can make that show. Yes, Lloyd, good fat only, all right? So we come to the final section of the show, and the final section of this show, because it's broken up into 3 parts, the final section of the show is what I call the lean reflection. It's just I'll come back to that in a moment. In fact, yes, I'll do the lean reflection in a minute, but let me share with you some things that are happening. Look, I'm really, really pleased to say that I've passed my diabetes training. I've always been an advocate of reversing diabetes, but I took a course, a really intense course, to really understand about how to reverse diabetes naturally without any pharmaceutical drugs, and I completed and I passed, and I'm qualified in diabetes reversal training. So if anybody has pre-diabetes or diabetes, type 2 diabetes, or but not type 1 or type 1 LADA, those two are autoimmune diabetes, then contact me. My email will come up in a moment. It's ken@leanlifestyletribe.com. I'll be holding a program called Diabetes Defeated in the new year, and it will only be for a limited amount of people. Contact me if you're interested in that program. All right. So tribe is my passion. It's what helped me move from this at 53 years old to look like this at 56. I'm actually 57 now, but that's the transformation that it made for me, and it's made a transformation for other people on my program as well. And tribal is about weight loss made simple. You know, if you're age 40, you need to lose weight, gain more energy, improve your health. Tribe can help you. It really can. It's a membership site. It's a membership site, and there's a 7-day free trial, because you know it can be hard to, with all the plethora of information coming your way, it can be hard to decide if it's actually for you. All right, so you can go to this website here, leanlifestyletribe.com, and at the top it says free trial. Click it, sign up for the free trial. If you like it, you stay. It's $19.99 a month. I mean, we're talking about pence a day, and it can really help transform your weight and your health. So visit Tribe, and these are some of the things on Tribe. It's an online platform. You can use it on your phone and on your iPad. There's a dashboard there with so much resources. We have delicious recipes, and there's a big focus on Caribbean recipes, because that's what I love. I want to show people that you can eat some traditional Caribbean recipes and still lose weight. There's food guides, and you know, this sugar smash we're doing, there's guides that actually dictate to you exactly how much sugar is in your food, so you can make some informed choices. And also there's lots of video education, because I'm a big fan of being educated. You need to not do something, you need to learn about it. And when you join up to Tribe, you'll be immediately put into what I call our L.E.A.N program. It's a guided program that kind of sets the foundation for your path. So as soon as you sign up, you'll be taken to the L.E.A.N program. It's a great program, and it's free, yes, on the trial. And we have a great community in Tribe. I'm actually going to be opening up this community possibly by next week, but I'll tell you more about that next week. And yeah, just go to the Lean Lifestyle Tribe, and you know, this community is where you can ask questions and get support. All right, 7-day free trial. What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? That's what I say. 7 days. You don't like it, you just press a button, cancel, and do. But I'm telling you, I'm so pleased with what's in there, and I'm so pleased with the lives that Tribe is going to change in 2021. All right. So now, I'm speaking about a low-carb diet. If you just wanted to try a low-carb diet for 5 days, if you go to the website leanlifestyletribe.com, all right, you can get this free 5-day meal plan. Just sign up for our mailing list. And in this meal plan, you'll see these dishes, like you see this garlic trout, beautiful dish. You'll see a jerk chicken with a low-carb jerk sauce that I created, absolutely delicious. And you'll see this curry salmon recipe. Beautiful recipe that you can eat with cauliflower rice, and they won't pile the pounds on your waist. And also there's like a shopping list and leftover guides. I mean, it's a very, very extensive guide, and it's free. Just sign up for the mailing list. Go to leanlifestyletribe.com, sign up for the mailing list. Not only will you get this guide, but you'll be informed about everything that I'm doing and Tribe are doing over the course of 2021. So when the show's finished, go to the website, sign up for either Tribe or sign up for the free meal plan. Now, next week I'll be back here again on the 6th. Next week, no, it's the 16th today, but next week I'll be back on the 23rd for another L.E.A.N Bites live. I'm not sure what the subject's going to be, because it may depend on what happens on Monday. But I'm really excited about Monday, because you know, this year has been a year of so many things happening, but one of the things, we've had to embrace death in a way we may have never had to do it before. So many people grieving, and the irony is of this year is, we traditionally, especially from a Caribbean country, there is a tradition in grieving, and we haven't been able to grieve in the way that we wanted to do this year for various reasons. And I'm really pleased to say I've got Jackie John. I know she's watching the show, so thank you very much for tuning in today, Jackie. She's a grief counselor, and she'll be with me on Monday, and we're going to go deep, and you know, we're going to be sensitive. You know, I lost my mum 3 years ago. I'm still grieving now, and I know there are some people who have had passings just recently, so we'll be as sensitive as we can. But let me tell you, there are methods that you can use to help you get over that, and it would be great for anybody who has someone in their life who is grieving. You can learn strategies to support them, so you can understand some of their moods and some of the things they're going through. All right. So I know that Jackie just said hi there, so she's going to be with us on Monday. It's going to be a great show. Subscribe to the YouTube and you'll be notified. And press the bell so you'll be notified all the time. So that's going to be Monday, the 21st of December, on this channel here. And as I said, if you're watching this on YouTube, just subscribe. Press the button and subscribe. If you're watching it on my the L.E.A.N MindBody page, just like the page, and you'll be always subscribing. I know Rob, good evening, Rob. And I saw that Rob is saying good evening there. Nice to know everybody's joining me on this Wednesday. I'm here. I'll be here throughout 2021, just sharing with you. Been really, really passionate about what I'm doing. So this is L.E.A.N Reflection. This is the end part of the show, about 5 minutes or so, where I kind of share a reflection with you. And I want to start this reflection with a question. How much is your health worth? How much is your health worth? You know, if I said to you, how much is your house worth? You could tell me. How much is your car worth? You could tell me. Yeah. If I said, you know, how much would you spend on an average holiday? You could tell me. But how much is your health worth? How much are you prepared to spend on your health? Because as a health coach, where I see people are not prepared to spend on their health, and they're not prepared to spend in two ways, right? They're not prepared to spend financially, and they're not prepared to spend their time. I speak to so many people and they tell me about their ailments. Well, I would do it, but I haven't got time. I'm so busy with work. Oh, I need to do something, but I can't really afford it. But yet they'll spend £1,000 or £2,000 on holiday to Jamaica for 10 days, but they won't invest the money in training. Look, no one's going to go to the pound shop to buy their, you know, their holiday or their clothes, really, even though they do sell clothes. But most people, yes, would rather not, if they can avoid it, go to the pound shop, because they understand they've got to invest to get quality. It's the same with your health. You have to invest your time and you have to value it. Too often people don't value their time and, you know, value their health, and they spend all their health gaining wealth, and then when they get sick they try to spend all their wealth to gain their health back, and sometimes it's too late. Value your health today. Invest the time in making yourself as healthy as you can today. And if that means you getting some support, and I mean this, and and this doesn't have to be from me, but if it means you spending some money to get some support, because accountability really helps when it comes to lifestyle changes, do it. Because if you get sick, you don't want to have the two words that most people come up with. If only. If only I did. If only. Do it now. Make that investment now. Your future self will thank you. Most people recognize a personal trainer. But this question of a health coach and investing in a health coach and investing their time, they don't recognize it, because I honestly believe that a lot of people take their health for granted. Don't take it health for granted. We've seen all too often this year where people who have taken health for granted, they've seen devastating consequences. Devastating consequences. And this is why I'm so passionate about what I do. And people say, oh, there's Ken again. Oh, he's talking about the old health again. Oh, he's talking about the whole health again. Oh, he sent me another text about the health. You know, but these are the same people that when they get to a point where they're sick, because it's happened already, they'll be calling me up, Ken, well, I'll be speaking to you a few months. Well, I know, but at that point, don't wait till you get to that time when sickness hits you, because sometimes sickness doesn't knock. It kicks down your door. It doesn't knock. And you invariably are sick before you're sick. And what I mean by that is invariably your body does not show you symptoms that you're sick before you're sick. Your body is invariably sick for a while, and then the symptoms manifest. So you're watching the show here, God forbid, you could be sick now. But that won't show for a couple of months or maybe even longer. Be proactive with your healthcare. Make an investment every day in your health. So that's the message for today. Value your health. Value your health as much as you value earning money, as much as you value your car, as much as you value your home. And invest in your health. Invest time and effort. And if you need to, because we all sometimes need accountability, invest your money. Because I'm telling you, if you don't have your health, your money means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. All right. So that's the message for today. Value health. I really, really appreciate you guys taking the time for being with me. But I'll be back here Monday, as I said, with a great show with Jackie. Please spread the word about the show on Monday. I really want to try and reach as many people as possible. I'll be back here again on Wednesday. Visit Tribe. Take a look at the Tribe community. Have a look at the free menus there. And I've got so much planned for next year. So listen, look, as I like to say to you guys, listen, there is no better habit that you could develop than to make health your habit. I mean, what better habit could you have than that, than to make health your habit? Listen, until the same time next week, what I'd like to say to you is make health your habit, and bye for now. See you next week.
Thanks for listening to the L.E.A.N Bites live podcast show. Remember, the views and opinions expressed during the show represent those of the host of the show alone. We hope you enjoy